Hi everyone, it's Saloni Goyal. Welcome back to today's session. Today we'll be dealing another chapter of class 11th, and that is Silk Road by Nick Middleton. Silk Road was actually an ancient trade route that was used between Europe and Asia. Europe required the silk that was produced in Asia, and in order to transact the business very efficiently, that Silk Road was used. Hence the title Silk Road. Now we'll talk about more about the Silk Road. There is the narrator, Nick. He is a geography teacher, and being a geography teacher, mountains, landscape, all these things fascinates Nick. He really likes visiting natural beauties, natural landscapes. So once Nick, the narrator, he decides that he wants to perform Kora. Kora is a Buddhist meditation practice that is taken by Buddhist monks at one point or the other in their life. So when the narrator decides that he wants to do the Kora, he decides that he wants to do Kora on Mount Kailash. Mount Kailash was the destination that was chosen by Nick, the narrator, to perform his Kora. So now the journey to Mount Kailash is not going to be an easy one. It is one of the highest peaks in the world. It is covered with snow, and the way to Mount Kailash is very difficult and dangerous. Now the narrator, Nick, he decides that he will take on two companions on his journey. The first companion is Satan, and the second companion is Daniel. Both of the companions, along with Nick, they decide to undertake their journey to Mount Kailash. Now the things that they notice on their way to Mount Kailash: first, they notice tribal tents. Tribal tents are the people who are the local people who are been living in that area. And if you see, these tribal tents were protected by none other than Tibetan Mastiff. I am sure you must be hearing the word Tibetan Mastiff for the first time. Tibetan Mastiffs are huge dogs that are used as security guards or are used for protection in the Himalayan region. So the tribal people, in order to protect themselves from uncertainty, they always have Tibetan Mastiffs protecting their tents. Furthermore, when the narrator undertakes that journey, he finds that it is difficult to drive the car on the snowy road. Why do you think that it is difficult to drive the car on the snowy road? The first reason is slippery. Yes, snow makes the road very slippery, and it is very difficult to drive a car on those roads. The second factor is the dangerous roads. The roads are not always straight to the, in the mountain areas. It is always topsy, curvy, edgy. So combating all these, problems, the road problem and the problem of the slippery floor, it is very difficult for the narrator and his companions to reach their destination. So now the next destination that the narrator reaches is Hor. Hor was a deserted, it's a deserted village in the Himalayas, and even though it is very, it is surrounded by mountains, there is no vegetation in that place. It is deserted, not many people live in the area of Hor. So, even though it is surrounded by Himalayas, even though it can be a very beautiful landscape, still Hor is one of the places that is deserted with lack of vegetation. The next place that the narrator and his companions reach is the place of Darchen. Now Darchen is a place that is very cold, and the narrator mentions that the place Darchen disappoints him. Why do you think that Darchen disappoints him? The narrator is really suffering, he's ill and he's suffering because of the cold weather. As soon as the narrator reaches Darchen, he suffers from blockage of the nostrils, he has high fever, he is even taken to a medical college of Darchen by Satan, because physically and mentally the narrator at this point is not okay. He needs physical rest, he needs mental rest, his nostrils are blocked. So as a place, Darchen disappoints the narrator because physically he is not well in that place. Now Darchen is a very dark place. Why dark place? Because it's very cold. It does not receive the rays of the sunlight, and not many people are there. Usually when there is a pilgrimage season, a lot of pilgrims visit Darchen. But at this point of time, when the narrator is in Darchen, there are no visitors, their place is very dark, very cold, there are only small cafes. Now what happens is that narrator happens to go to one of the cafes, and in one of the cafes he meets a person called Norbu. So Norbu, he tells the narrator that he is planning to go and perform a kora on Mount Kailash. On listening to this, the narrator is immediately happy. He got someone who can accompany him to his visit to Mount Kailash and doing the kora. So both the narrator and Norbu are really excited for their journey. The narrator and Norbu, they've got companions in each other, they've got friends in each other. But one funny thing about Norbu is that he's a little healthy. Okay, he's a little fat, he's a little healthy, and that makes it very difficult for him to do the trek. The word trek means climbing the mountains, combating the cold weather and the snow. So Norbu finds it very difficult to climb that mountain because he's a little fat and healthy, and the narrator feels that because of Norbu, his speed to climbing the mount is very difficult, but yet he is enjoying Norbu's company because Norbu is a very light-hearted person, very humorous person. So both Norbu and the narrator, they are both undertaking the journey to climb Mount Kailash, and they are both enjoying their journey. So this was it for the chapter Silk Road. Now let's discuss the question and the answers of this chapter. So class 11th, now is the time to discuss the question answers of this chapter, and let's go ahead. The first question, why do you think the article has been titled Silk Road? As I told you, Silk Road was an ancient trade route that was used by the continents Asia and Europe. Since Mount Kailash, the journey to Mount Kailash is through using this road. That is why the title has, the chapter has been titled Silk Road, because the Silk Road leads a person to Mount Kailash, and Nick Middleton, he wants to go to Mount Kailash to perform the kora, and he has to use the Silk Road. Also, the chapter gives you a detailed, vivid description about the Silk Road, which involves giving a description about Hor, which was a village, Darchen, which was a village. So, in between his journey, he is talking about the Silk Road and the places that he is visiting. That's why the title Silk Road is apt. Tibetan Mastiffs were popular in China's imperial courts. I told you that, Tibetan Mastiffs, they are huge dogs. And I'm sure that we all are afraid of huge dogs. So these imperial Tibetan Mastiffs, they were huge, and that is why they could protect the imperial courts of the Chinese people, and no one dared to go beyond the boundary where there was a Tibetan Mastiff, because they were huge dogs and they were very ferocious and people were scared of them. So the Tibetan Mastiffs were used as security guards by the imperial court. Okay. Next, the author's experience at Hor was a stark contrast to earlier accounts of the place. So as I told you, Hor is a very deserted place, very cold place. It does not have a lot of vegetation, it lacks vegetation. So that is why the narrator, the author believes that Hor is very different from the other places. The other places are very beautiful, they have people around, it has beautiful landscapes and scenic beauty. But Hor, it is a place that is devoid of any scenic beauty. In fact, it is a very deserted place. The author was disappointed with Darchen. The author was disappointed with Darchen because Darchen was a very cold place. And it was in Darchen that the narrator gets very ill. Because he gets ill, he is not able to travel more. He has to take a rest of few days. He has to ensure that the nostrils that in his body are blocked, he is able to breathe through properly. So because the narrator is not doing fine, he is physically not well, that is why he is disappointed with Darchen, because of the cold weather and his sickness. The author thought that his positive thinking strategy worked well after all. The author believes that one should be really optimistic when he is undertaking a hard journey. Of course, the author met with a lot of obstacles on his path. The road is very slippery because it is covered with snow. He got really ill because of the cold weather. The car was not able to drive. It was very difficult to drive the car. All these obstacles did not deter the author from his path. What was the author's path? To perform Kora on Mount Kailash. and overcoming all these obstacles with a positive energy and an optimistic attitude, the author eventually is still able to continue on with his journey. If you are very negative with our approach, we will feel, oh, the road is covered with snow, we can't travel. Oh, I'm not feeling well, I'm not able to do this. So one should have a positive energy when somebody sets the target on his mind, he should always have a positive energy and a positive drive towards accomplishing something. Next, the purpose of the author's journey to Mount Kailash. The author is undertaking the journey to Mount Kailash. Why? Because on Mount Kailash, the author wants to perform Kora. Kora is a Buddhist meditation practice, and it is undertaken by a lot of Buddhist monks every year. So the author, being a travel enthusiast, he also wants to perform a Kora on Mount Kailash. The author's physical condition in Darchen. His nostrils was blocked. He was told to sleep. He was not able to breathe properly because of lack of oxygen. And he also had a little bit of fever. And his single nostril power, which seemed to be admitting enough oxygen, was also blocked. And the author was breathing very, very heavily. It was very heavy breaths for the author. That was the physical condition of the author when he reached Darchen. He was not well, his nostrils were blocked, he was not able to have sufficient oxygen to breathe. And why was that? Because of the cold weather. Next question, the author's meeting with Norbu. The author met Norbu in a cafe in Darchen. So the author was having a coffee and he came across Norbu. Norbu was a very light-hearted person, very humorous person. And Norbu's also goal was to perform Kora on Mount Kailash. So when the author and Norbu, they met, they thought that they can be companions and they can be friends. And both of them together, they can undertake the journey on, climbing the Mount Kailash. That was the thing. Also something about Norbu was that he worked in Beijing at the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences, okay? And he was wearing a wind cheater, and his spectacles, the glasses, were metal rimmed. So some things that we need to know about Norbu, he is, he's worked in Beijing in China. He is, he's wearing a wind cheater. He's a little healthy, fatty person, and he is wearing metal rimmed spectacles. Next, as a Buddhist, he told me he knew that it didn't really matter if I passed away, but he thought it would be bad for business. These lines are spoken by Satan, who is one of the companions of the narrator. When narrator reaches Darchen, he is not feeling well, okay? And so Satan, who was his companion, he takes care of the narrator. So, there is a very funny thing that Satan says. Satan says, I'm not taking care of you because I want you to live. Because the Buddhist people, they believe in the concept of life and death. A person who is born today, he will eventually die later on in his life. But Satan, jokingly he says that I saved you, narrator, because I was your guide, I was your companion. And if I take somebody as a guide, as a guide tour, and if I'm not able to protect you, then it will be bad for my business. Nobody will undertake me as a guide. So, Satan is very humorous when he says this line, and he says that I did not save your life, I saved my business, because it was bad for my business that I took somebody for a trip and that person died in that trip. So, he saved him not for the sake of life, but for the sake of business. So, Silk Road is a very interesting chapter, class 11th, and we have to understand, keeping in mind that you can be asked a long question from this chapter. Now, whenever you attempt questions, class 11th, a long question, your long question should always be divided into 3 paragraphs. The first paragraph should be your introduction of the chapter, okay? The second paragraph should be your main body of the answer. And in the third paragraph, you should summarize and conclude the question. So always divide a long question, class 11th, in your 3 paragraphs. Introduction, main body, and conclusion. Because if in a 8 marker, you just write a paragraph, that won't be sufficient. You need to add 3 paragraphs to your answer to make it in order to get all your 8 or 6 markers. If if an answer is for 6 marks and you just write a paragraph, that won't be sufficient. You have to distribute your 6 markers or your 8 markers questions into 3 paragraphs with an introduction, main body and conclusion. So in this chapter Silk Road, we discussed about the adventurous journey of Nick Middleton. Also we discussed about the questions, and I hope that you read this chapter and you're able to understand this chapter more thoroughly when you see my video. Thank you. This is it for today.